From your local grocer, this is Kurt Berglund with Pine Tar Baseball Kickstarter information on the Negro League's great team set for Pine Tar Baseball. Lots to tell you about, but first let's talk about Vietti chili. Yep. Since 1898, which I think is when this chili was made. I think was when this chili was made, was 1898. Now, the label informs us, in case you're concerned about nutrition, my friends, that this can of chili has, first of all, no beans. Okay. Second of all, 30% less sodium, my friends. 30% less sodium. So you think to yourself, this is healthy. And yet, we take a look at the nutrition facts, and what do we see? In a serving of 1 cup of Vietti's chili with no beans, hold the beans. In 1 cup, you get 3 servings in a container. This baby holds 3 cups of no beans chili. Alright, so in that cup, there are 750 milligrams of sodium. That's 32% of your daily value. But the label tells us there's 30% less sodium. That means, my friends, and I am not a math wizard, but that you're talking about in their regular chili, in the full sodium chili, you're getting over 900 milligrams of sodium in 1 cup. That's a lot of salt, my friends. That's so much salt, you have a deadly heart attack before you're even done consuming a cup, alright, of Vietti's chili made in 1898. Think about that the next time you're at your local grocer, pondering whether to pick up the Vietti's chili with no beans. Them's good eats. Tonight, we have a video for you on the 13th team in a 12-team set. That's right. The team that didn't quite make the cut of Negro League's great teams. But it's a really good one, and I'm going to tell you about it in this video. First, let's talk about 1934, when this team played its games. W.E.B. Du Bois resigned from the NAACP in a conflict over segregation. A Midwest heat wave killed over 200 people. The Southwest drought and dust storms drove 1 out of 5 farmers off their land. Harlem's Apollo Theater staged its first live show. Outlaws Bonnie and Clyde, John Dillinger, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Babyface Nelson were all gunned down. Shirley Temple starred in her first feature movie role. Black actress Louise Beavers and white actress Claudette Colbert starred as business partners in the movie Imitation of Life. After 14 years of integrated play, the National Football League closed its doors to blacks. Joe Lillard was among those who lost their jobs. Dizzy Dean and his brother Daffy, Paul, pitched the Cards to St. Louis Cardinals to a World Series victory. Dizzy Dean was sculled in the series, but headlines reported X-ray of Dean's head show nothing. All right. The team I'm talking about is, of course, the 1934 Philadelphia Stars, champions of the Negro National League and World Series champions, defeating the Chicago American Giants in a best-of-9 series. They beat them in 8 games. The manager was Webster McDonald. This team was a great team, make no mistake about it. You will recognize the names on this roster. Slim Jones, Webster McDonald, Rocky Ellis, Lefty Holmes, Phil Cockrell, Paul Carter. Those are the pitchers. The position players: Mickey Casey, Judd Wilson, Dick Say, Dewey Creasy, Jake Stevens, Cheney White, Pete Washington, Jake Dunn, Biz Mackey, Jimmy Miles, Arneal Brooks, and Richard Harris. Not that Richard Harris. All right. This team was a veteran ball club. Of the 18 players that I just mentioned, and that all are given cards by me in this set, 10 of those 18 players are 30 or over. This is a very, very veteran team making one last run, with one exception. And the exception I'll get to in 1 minute. Let's talk about 2 of the hitting stars of this team. Judd Wilson is a name I've said before to you. His slash line, .358 batting average, .435 on base, and a .495 slugging percentage. He was beginning to go on the downward trend, but he still hit .358 with some power. Cheney White played left field, .302 average, .364 on base, .396 slugging. The batting order. Here we go. Jake Stevens at shortstop leading off. Dewey Creasy at third base, batting second. Cheney White in left field, batting third. Judd Wilson at first base, cleaning up. Jake Dunn in right field, batting fifth. Pete Washington in center field, batting sixth. Mickey Casey was the catcher, batting seventh. Dick Say was the second baseman, batting eighth. And the pitcher, of course, hit ninth. Let's talk about team stats for the 1934 Philadelphia Stars. In the Negro National League, in batting average as a team, they were in sixth place. On-base percentage, sixth place. On-base percentage, sixth place. Slugging percentage, fifth place. In pitching, ERA, they were first. Walk-to-strikeout ratio, second. In WHIP, they were first. Let's talk about the pitchers. Lefty Holmes had a .252 ERA. Rocky Ellis had a .272 ERA. Webster McDonald, the second starter, and the manager, had an ERA of .263. But the ace of the staff, the phenom, was Slim Jones, a left-handed pitcher who went 20-4, pitched 203 innings, and had an ERA of 1.24. You may not know a lot about Slim Jones because Slim Jones flamed out as a pitcher and, I guess you could say, as a human being. I want to read to you a little bit about Slim Jones from Jim Riley's Biographical Encyclopedia of the Negro Baseball Leagues. He was 6'6" and 185. A strong wind blew him halfway down the street. It said Riley writes here, during the mid-30s, this towering, hard-throwing left-hander dominated black baseball with his overpowering speed. His low-running fastball was difficult for catchers to handle and even more difficult for batters to hit. With a good snaky curve to complement his fastball, he was always among the leaders in strikeouts. After the 34 World Series victory, in 35, the temperamental left-hander had problems. He wanted more money even though he had not won a game at the East-West All-Star break, and he left the team shortly afterward, not returning until a promise of a pay increase. However, despite the pay reconciliation, his production suffered, and he finished with a 4-10 record for the season. He was selected as the starting pitcher for the East squad in both the 34 and 35 East-West All-Star games, and he pitched 6 innings of scoreless ball against the West's best hitters. Buck Leonard, who faced both pitchers, said that Jones was faster than Lefty Grove. Many other observers assert that Jones threw harder than Satchel Paige. And matchups between the two superstar black pitchers in Yankee Stadium were the featured attraction during the 1930s. One encounter in 1934, a 10-inning 1-1 tie ended by darkness, is referenced as the best black baseball game of all time. So, Slim Jones flamed out due to overuse, overwork by his managers. Not an uncommon thing among good pitchers in the Negro Leagues. But he was an alcoholic. And in the winter of 1938, after his arm had gone bad, he sought an advance on his salary. And when his request was denied, he sold his overcoat to buy a bottle of whiskey, subsequently contracted pneumonia, and died at the age of 25. 25 years old. All right. That's Slim Jones. I think of Slim Jones as, I guess, Randy Johnson. Maybe a cross between Randy Johnson and Ron Guidry. That kind of speed, that kind of dominance at their peak. This guy was the real deal. And in terms of matching this team up against other great teams, Judd Wilson was great, on the decline, but great. Webster McDonald, great pitcher. Number 2 on this team, Cheney White, very good player. But the star of the team is Slim Jones. All right, 2 questions I ask of every team that I've done a preview for. Why will they win your league or tournament? If you get this team, why will they win it? The pitching is excellent. There are a few teams in the great team set of Negro League teams on Kickstarter right now. And I'm going to put the link below here so you can see the Kickstarter at your leisure. But there are a few teams built on pitching. Most of them are built on offense. This one is built on pitching. If this one would win your league or tournament, that's why. It's the arms on this staff. And Slim Jones at his best was certainly unhittable. Webster McDonald was still good enough to be the ace on a lot of teams. This is a veteran team. You won't see them make a lot of errors. Why won't they win your league or tournament? Many of these players had passed their offensive peak when they had their better offensive years when they were younger. If they get behind, it may be difficult for them to catch up, but with Slim Jones on the mound, they're not going to be behind very often. This was team number 13 of a 12-team set. The only way to get it, well, there's two ways to get it. One way is to go to the Pine Tar Baseball Facebook page and download the files. The other way is to email me, and I'll put my email below here, and I will send you the PDF for free. For free. For free. You can have it. I carded the players. You can use them against the other Negro League great teams, and you can have it for free as the 13th team in a 12-team set. My gift to you. Check out the Kickstarter. We need your support to be able to produce this set. Check out the Kickstarter at the link below. Check out Pine Tar Baseball at ttlbaseballgame.com. ttlbaseballgame.com. This is the last Negro League's Great Team feature of this series that I am doing. Tomorrow, the last video for this Kickstarter, I'm going to talk a little bit about how the teams were created, what you can expect from the cards, and kind of wrap things up with the information about the set that is currently available on Kickstarter. So check it out. We need your help. If you're interested in this set, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm really looking forward to playing some games with it myself and setting up a tournament. All right, my name's Kurt Berglund. I thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. Please click like and subscribe to my channel to make sure that you get future updates. Please check out Pine Tar Baseball at ttlbaseballgame.com, and please, please, please check out the Kickstarter at the link below. This has been a video about the 1934 Philadelphia Stars. If you want them, email me. I put my email address below. If you haven't joined our Facebook page, go ahead and do that as well. We'd love to have you. All right. Thank you again. We'll see you tomorrow for a wrap-up show on this set. The Kickstarter is running out of time, so check it out today. So long, everybody.